So my name is Stephen Duffield, and at my heaviest I was 398 pounds, and over the course of a year I'd got down to about 11.5 stone. Everything was going my way. I had a great job that I just started. Just moved in with a girlfriend and her family that I loved very much, but in the background I'd always had kind of depression, kind of anxiety, and it just came to a front with stress and stuff. So I had to move out, and I had to move back to mum and dad's. The stress, the anxiety, the depression all came in floods, and sadly, as I say, as mum and dad took me under their wing, my mental health deteriorated even more. I was put on more and more medication, and I had a mental breakdown, and unfortunately I tried to take my own life. Suddenly overnight, mum was taken to hospital and had a brain aneurysm, and within 24 hours she died in mine and my sister's arms in hospital bed. So that absolutely shocked me. Dad had started to develop quite aggressive dementia, so despite all my mental health challenges I had to look after him for a couple of years as well. He was then hospitalised, and he died in mine and my sister's arms as well. So I'd got very deep grief to deal with as well. I was having takeaways, I was lying in bed all day, drinking beer after beer after beer. I had to go to the doctors for a blood test or something along those lines, I forget what it was. They couldn't fit me on the scales wouldn't go up to how big, they couldn't atone for my weight. So I had to go to a different hospital to get weighed. And yeah, it was then that the GP had said, look, off the cuff, the trajectory that you're on now, you're looking at 10-15 years left. And it didn't really register with me at the time because I didn't care. I think eating and drinking was a way of slowly killing myself by suicide that way, on reflection. And it wasn't till that Christmas 2022 that I'd gone to a football match with my two eldest nephews and my brother-in-law, and I got stuck in the turnstiles, and like I say, it was quite a poignant moment, one of those tipping points that you have in life, that I'd had enough. It was quite humiliating. So what did I do? I realised I owe it to myself, I owe it to my mum and dad, I owe it to my sister and my brother-in-law who'd taken me under their wing to do something about it. I'd walked before, as I say, and it had worked to some degree, but I'd gained it all back and doubled up on that. So I thought, if I'm going to do it this time, I'm going to do it properly. So the first month I started to commit to this. I only walked 6 miles in that month, but along with that I started calorie counting. And I think by the second month I was doing 2 or 3 miles a day, and then it all adds up. As I slimmed down, to maintain that level of weight loss I had to walk further and further, sometimes with the weight on my backpack. And I used the time that I was walking to listen to different YouTube channels and podcasts. But I used walking to centre myself in being present in nature, appreciating what I had got, not what I hadn't got. On reflection, December 2023, I weighed myself and I was 153 pounds. December 2022, that Boxing Day, I was 398 pounds. What I would say is just get out there, one foot in the front of the other. By walking, it actually triggers things in your brains. It triggers feel-good emotions. Even if you're walking a mile a day, that mile soon becomes 2 miles. I walked. Those calories I earned from walking would go into my budget. I then started looking at fasting. I then started looking at keto. But before I did all that, I counted calories and I walked. And I laid it up. That's it.